to Washington, D.C., with reports confirmed in the USA from Kabul of at least 2 explosions in the capital of Afghanistan, one outside the Kabul airport, another at a hotel. And you may remember there have been security concerns for days about what might happen with this group, ISIS-K, much more hardcore, we understand, than the Taliban. Let's speak now to our Washington correspondent, Simon Marks. Now, Simon, this is something you spoke to us about when we spoke to you last night, concerns that there were extremist terror groups that would use this as an opportunity to cause havoc. What information is coming through that you can confirm at this point?
Yeah, this is an absolutely desperate set of circumstances that have developed at Kabul Airport over the last couple of hours. 2 separate explosions, one of them at the Abbey Gate entrance to Kabul Airport. If you've seen any of that video of thousands of Afghans, American citizens, other foreign citizens clamouring to get entrance into the airfield, that's the gate that many of them have been gathering at in order to try and secure access from the British and American troops that have been guarding it. That's where the first blast took place. It's being described as a complex attack by the Pentagon. That means that it wasn't just a suicide bomber wearing a vest. It was accompanied, they believe, by other terrorists who then engaged in a firefight in which the Americans certainly participated. We don't know about other foreign country soldiers yet, but the State Department is telling staff that as many as 4 US troops were either injured or killed in the aftermath of that first attack. Then there was a second blast at the entrance to the Baron Hotel, which is also right on the perimeter of Kabul Airport, again near the Abbey Gate. And that's been the hotel where American citizens have been told to congregate ahead of their evacuation flights before they go into the hotel, into the airport. The Taliban is saying there have been 13 deaths at the scene, including young children. I have to say that some of the video that we're seeing on social media from directly outside the airport perimeter suggests that the final death toll may be substantially higher than that. Last night, the British government, the American government and the Australian government simultaneously issued a security alert telling their citizens and others to stay away from the airport because they believed that there was the possibility of an imminent terror strike. As you and I discussed yesterday, Sally, President Biden and other top US officials have said for days that ISIS-K, this splinter group of Islamic State still operational in Afghanistan, was planning to mount some kind of an attack on the airport. President Biden was in the Situation Room when this occurred. He learnt of it as he was holding already crisis talks with his senior officials, his Defense Secretary, his Secretary of State and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. He is supposed to be, right now, meeting the Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, who is visiting Washington, D.C., but the Israeli delegation who were arriving at the White House for that meeting have been told that it has been delayed. No sense of when we're going to hear from President Biden or other officials. A Pentagon press conference that had previously been planned has also been delayed. But this is a major development that makes the calculation that President Biden now has to do even more complicated. Does he keep US forces at the airport and continue trying to evacuate people up until the last minute on August the 31st? That's what some members of Congress are already urging him to do. Or does he say, we're never going to get everybody out by August the 31st. Let's bring those US troops out immediately. His national security crisis in Afghanistan has just substantially intensified.
Yeah. What they were hoping to avoid any more loss of life. Thank you so much, eNCA correspondent Simon Marks, coming to us live from Washington, confirming to us that at least 17 deaths between those 2 explosions, 13 at a hotel of many foreigners who were trying to leave. and then 4 US troops around Abbey Gate, which of course is a part of the enclosure to the airport. We will continue to monitor that story and bring you developments as they come through to us.